In the sterile halls of medicine, trust is everything. We place our lives into the hands of surgeons, men and women who swear an oath to protect us, to heal us, to save us. But what happens when that very oath is broken? When the healer becomes the predator? When the man behind the mask isn't saving lives, but stealing them? You are welcome to Crime Discovery Channel. This is where you discover true crime, stories, and mysteries. Please subscribe to our channel and don't forget to click on the notification button to get notified anytime we upload a new video. This is the story of Dr. Adrian Cole, a celebrated surgeon, a respected figure in the medical community, and a man who built his empire on lies, greed, and stolen organs. For years, patients entered his operating room believing they would come out whole. But some would leave with one less kidney, and they would never know until it was far too late. Tonight, we peel back the layers of this chilling case, a tale of power, corruption, and betrayal. A story that begins with admiration and ends in a courtroom where justice finally caught up with the man once hailed as a savior. Dr. Adrian Cole wasn't just a doctor. He was a star. Middle-aged, sharp-featured, with salt and pepper hair and a calm, commanding voice that comforted the sick. His patients adored him. His colleagues respected him. His hospital boasted of his success rate, his brilliance, his innovation. Cole had performed thousands of surgeries, from life-saving transplants to delicate reconstructions. To the public eye, he was the embodiment of trust. But behind closed doors, a different Adrian Cole existed. One driven not by compassion, but by greed. He had discovered a secret trade, a hidden world where organs were currency, worth hundreds of thousands on the black market. And in that world, Cole wasn't just a surgeon. He was a supplier. He realized something chillingly simple. During surgery, a patient lay unconscious, vulnerable. Every cut he made, every stitch, went unquestioned. So he began to take more than he gave. It started small. A single kidney here, another there. The human body, after all, could survive with one, and the patients, they would wake up groggy, unaware of what they had lost. Cole's skill made the theft seamless. No signs, no scars beyond what the surgery required. No one doubted him, and for years he got away with it. Every story of evil begins with someone who dares to question, and in this case, it was Nurse Julia Bennett. Julia was no ordinary nurse. She was meticulous, observant, ethical to the core. She had worked under Dr. Cole for years, admiring his precision, his authority. But over time, she began to notice things. Charts that didn't add up. Lab reports showing signs of kidney function decline in patients who had no prior issues. Post-op recoveries that felt off. And then came the case of Emily Rhodes. Emily was just 23, vibrant, healthy, a college student who had come in for a simple procedure, a gallbladder removal. It was supposed to be routine. But days after surgery, Emily began to experience fatigue, pain, and swelling. Blood tests revealed a shocking result. She only had one kidney. Her family was stunned. Emily had no history of kidney disease, no prior surgeries. So where had her kidney gone? The hospital scrambled for answers. Dr. Cole reassured them with his trademark calm. Some patients, he explained, are born with just one. It's rare, but not impossible. His confidence smothered their doubts.
The case was brushed aside. But not for Julia. Something gnawed at her. She began to quietly document everything: patient names, procedures, symptoms. A secret journal of suspicion. And what she found was a pattern. Too many patients with unexplained renal issues. Too many convenient explanations from Dr. Cole. Julia's hands trembled the day she realized the truth. It wasn't a coincidence. It was theft. And the man everyone trusted was the thief. While Julia gathered courage, Dr. Cole continued his double life. By day, he was the savior, smiling for cameras, receiving awards, comforting families with his reassuring words. By night, he was in contact with brokers, men who operated in shadows, men who paid him handsomely for every kidney he supplied. And the transactions were discreet: coded bank transfers, offshore accounts, luxury vacations, hidden behind shell companies. And in the dark recesses of his conscience, he told himself a lie. "I'm saving lives," he thought. "Somewhere out there, a patient in need gets another chance." But beneath that rationalization was greed. Pure, insatiable greed. The money flowed, the secrets multiplied, and the body count of victims, patients who would suffer for the rest of their lives, grew. But Julia, she refused to stay silent. One evening, she entered Cole's office when he wasn't there. Her heart pounded as she rifled through drawers, flipping through surgical notes, invoices, coded messages. Her hands froze when she found what she had feared: detailed records, dates, names, payments, evidence. But before she could act, she faced another obstacle: the hospital itself. When she reported her suspicions to a senior administrator, she was met with icy smiles. "You don't want to ruin your career over baseless accusations," they warned. "This hospital's reputation is bigger than you, Julia. Bigger than Dr. Cole. Forget it."
Her voice had been silenced. But she was not done. Desperate, Julia went outside the hospital walls. Anonymously, she contacted law enforcement. That's where Detective Marcus Reed entered the story. Reed was relentless, a seasoned investigator with a nose for corruption. And when he received Julia's anonymous tip about a surgeon stealing kidneys, he didn't dismiss it. He dug. He subpoenaed financial records. He looked at Cole's lavish lifestyle, a luxury far beyond his surgeon's salary. And soon, he made contact with Julia directly. In a quiet cafe, she finally revealed everything she knew: the files, the charts, the suspicions. Reed listened, and he believed her. Together, they devised a plan. Julie would wear a hidden camera during surgeries, risking her career, her safety, her very life. And what she captured was damning. A patient under anesthesia, a procedure that should have been routine, and Cole making an unnecessary incision, his gloved hands carefully extracting a kidney, slipping it into a container, like a butcher harvesting meat. The footage was undeniable. Reed now had what he needed. But the deeper he dug, the more disturbing it became. Cole's financial trail led to organ trafficking networks across borders. This wasn't just one man's crime. It was an international pipeline. Still, the key to cracking the case was Cole himself. It was a Thursday morning when the hammer finally fell. Dr. Adrian Cole walked into the hospital like he had countless times before. White coat, confident stride, mask of perfection intact. But this time, waiting in the lobby were detectives. Patients gasped as officers swarmed. Dr. Adrian Cole, you're under arrest for medical malpractice, fraud, and human organ trafficking. The mask slipped. For the first time, the savior was exposed as the predator. News broke like wildfire. Respected surgeon accused of organ theft. Patients betrayed by doctor they trusted. Former patients lined up with horror stories. Lawsuits piled against the hospital. The empire Cole had built collapsed overnight. And then came the trial. The courtroom was packed. Reporters scribbled notes. Cameras flashed. Families of victims clutched photos of their loved ones. The prosecution laid out their case. Medical records, financial statements, hidden camera footage, and Julia, brave Julia, took the stand. Her voice shook, but she spoke with truth. She told the jury what she had seen, what she had risked, what she had uncovered. Then came Emily Rhodes, the young woman who had gone in for a simple surgery and come out missing a part of herself. Her testimony silenced the room. The defense tried to paint Cole as a misunderstood man. They argued that complications were coincidental, that Julia had a grudge, that the footage was misleading. But the evidence was overwhelming. The jury deliberated for only hours. And when they returned, the verdict was clear. Guilty on all counts. Dr. Adrian Cole was sentenced to life in prison without the possibility of parole. His empire of lies had crumbled. His hands, once tools of healing, would now serve only as reminders of his betrayal. Julia Bennett became a symbol of courage. Her name was etched in medical journals as the nurse who brought down a monster. But she carried scars, memories of betrayal, of seeing the darkest side of medicine. The hospital never recovered. Lawsuits drained its fortune. Its director resigned in disgrace. Detective Reed closed the file, but not without reflection. In a quiet interview, he said, "People fear criminals in the streets, but sometimes the most dangerous predators wear white coats and smiles. This case reminded me that evil hides in plain sight." And as for Adrian Cole, he spends his days in a cell. No more applause, no more surgeries, no more stolen organs. Just silence. And the haunting truth that the world will forever remember him, not as a healer, but as a thief. In the end, the story of Dr. Adrian Cole is not just about one surgeon. It is about trust and how easily it can be shattered. It is about greed and how far men will go to satisfy it. And it is about justice, that no matter how powerful, how respected, or how careful, the truth will always find its way to light. Because even in the darkest operating rooms, the scalpel cannot hide forever. Thank you for watching and staying with us. Please like, share, and comment where you're watching from, and tell us what you think about this video. See you in our next video.